Good afternoon, my name is Paul. To be honest with you, I knew I was going to love this car just glancing at the spec sheet and understanding where it's come from. The gentleman we've taken the car in from, we've previously sold one of his other 911s. And again, that was a car that was really well chosen in terms of specification, not shy, lots of boxes ticked, and a really nice colour combination. This car is no different. This is a 2024 Porsche Carrera Cabriolet PDK. It's got an options list of over £33,000 just on options alone. And I'd like to show you around. So there it is. It is a Carrera Cabriolet, as I say. It's 2024. It's done a little over 2,000 miles from new, and it's in jet black metallic. Now we've got a nice sunny day, so I can show you, I can try to show you what that colour looks like in the sun. It's just fantastic. That really does make the car stand out. It just looks amazing. It's also gone for the Carrera Classic wheels as well, which are diamond cut and gloss black, as you can see. Nice simple design, nice big wheel with Goodyear Eagle F1 tyres, and I think they look amazing. They fill the wheel arches in nicely. They're nice and easy to keep clean. Not that that should be a huge thing to consider on a car like this, but when something is easy to keep clean and easy to clean and comes up looking like that, you got to say that's a pretty good choice right from the start. So if I start at the front here, you can see here this has a camera and a radar system in here. So the camera tells me this has got a forward-facing camera. If it's got a forward-facing camera, then the chances are it's got them on the sides as well, which is a 360-degree view. The radar gives you radar-assisted cruise control. So rather than setting at 70 miles an hour, and if someone pulls out in front of you going more slowly than you are, having to touch the brakes, you don't have to do that, because the car will sense the speed of the car in front. If it's going more slowly than this car is, it will slow down and hold pace with the car in front. You can choose the gap between yourself and that car as well, and then when the car moves out of the way, or the lorry or whatever, it will speed up to whatever the speed was set before. That's a nice option. You've got the air intake at the back. This is also a spoiler, which again helps air to enter, because that's where the engine is, and it gives you downforce when the spoiler comes up, because the engine on a 911 is sat about level with the rear wheels and slightly behind. So you've got the exhaust areas all sort of tucked in underneath the rear bumper there. So that gives you a really low center of gravity, which improves the handling. You can see here I've got the wind deflector deployed, so you can see it. That's nothing more than just one press of a button down there. So if you've got the windows up and you've got the wind deflector up at the same time, even at motorway speeds, it keeps the whole air movement inside the car down to a minimum, down to a reasonable level, so you don't end up with your hair looking like you've been dragged through a hedge backwards when you come out to the side. The interior, lovely. This is basalt black and cognac. So the basalt black is tops of the doors, and you can see you've got cognac cross stitching and dual rows of stitching there. That attention to detail I love, and that goes through the dash as well, which I'll show you in a second. But the quality of the leather with Porsche is superb. That is a Burmeister high-end surround sound system, so you have a very nice speaker system in there indeed. But the quality of leather, the quality of finish, the quality of the stitching with Porsche is second to none in my opinion. You've got the nice illuminated and brushed door sill entry guards, and these are the 18-way adaptive sports seats. So there's a lot of buttons down there. This main button here, that one will do the seat backwards and forwards and up and down. This one equates to the back rest of the seat, so you can push it and the seat will move in the direction. And then if you look at the front section here, if I press this rocker switch, you can change the shape of the seat depending on how long or short legged you are and how comfortable you feel in terms of having something tucked in underneath your knee. But on long journeys, I find that helps really well, and my legs aren't really that long, to be honest with you. And then these two buttons here, rocker switches, and you can blow up the bolsters here, which are already, as you can see, quite pronounced. These are very sporty adaptive seats. They hold you upright, but of course you can inflate them to give you more grip in the seat and hold you upright better. The Porsche crest is embossed on the headrest, as you can see there, and the leather, as well as you've got this lovely dual row stitching again. It's perforated, which helps to keep you cool on very hot days. Now, one of the ways to show this is one of the latest incarnations is the start-stop button. All the previous ones had a key style start. That is a start-stop button. So you can tell this is one of the very later models. And then you can see the Porsche Carrera coming up on the virtual dash. I'll show you how the virtual dash works in a second. It's nice, gloss, shiny panel. More of this ladybird, more of this lovely leather. If I open up the armrest, you can see we have wireless charging for those phones that support it. And then at the back, you can see two USB-Cs for charging and integration into the head unit. So I've got the key in my pocket, so I'm going to push the foot on the brake, press the start stop, and she leaps into action. So as with all modern Porsches now, you can sign into a Porsche account. The car's on cold cycle because I haven't had it running, so the revs will drop in a second. So you can continue as guest, or you can sign in with your own account. So use offline, okay, and there we go. There we have the nice, simple to use touchscreen, which also has Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. You can connect multiple devices to it. You've got options with the colours for the ambient lights. So in the dark, you won't see it now, in the dark with the ambient lights, you can change the colour and the brightness and what have you. There's your trip clock, road assistance, speed warning, acoustic speed warning, brake assist, lane keep assist, lane departure warning, motorway assistant, distance warning. There we go, it's coming off the cold cycle now. So there's a lot of driver aids in here, which are designed to help keep you safe, especially on motorways and that sort of thing, where cars are traveling a lot faster. It doesn't take driving away from you, but what it does is it gives you a helping hand that you can switch on or off if you want to. We've got a sports chrono package here, which has a lap timer. And a sports chrono it's a watch, well, it's a clock rather, but it's also a lap timer, and it comes with an app. So this one has an app, so you can do track positioning, and you can set it from here, or you can use the buttons down here to start your lap trigger if you ever use it for that. Turn the radio down, and then we've got various different information regarding temperatures and tyre pressures and what's going on underneath you if you are in a scenario where you're driving quickly. And if I flick down further, you can see these are all Porsche apps, nice, simple to use. If I click the car and go to drive, we have options. So the drive mode, I can go for wet, And what wet will do is wet takes torque away from the wheels, so it stops the wheels from spinning if you're pulling away. It'll also, it puts everything into, all the traction control systems into a higher state of alertness, so everything comes in and cuts in a little bit earlier to stop you from wheel spinning and sliding. Normal is what you drive every day to keep the car as economical as possible. Sport does what it says on the tin. So Sport will stiffen up the chassis, because at the moment it's chassis normal. It will make the input on the driver's, on the accelerator pedal more sensitive, and then Sport Plus takes everything a step further, so it changes the character of the drive as you're driving the car, which is rather cool. You've also got this mode switch. So what this mode switch does, if I turn it, what we've got here now, so we've got wet, so exactly what we've got up there. So wet, you can hear the exhaust note change. So go from wet to normal. My camera's struggling. And then into sport. And now it's a really deeper note, and then Sport Plus. So Sport Plus means that Sport and Sport Plus are two different variations of the car being more sensitive to drive. Changes gear higher up in the rev range, holds each gear for longer, that sort of thing, to give you a more dynamic drive. I was talking about the cruise control earlier. Now we have cruise control here, and you can set the cruise control. We've got cancel, resume, and mode. And it says here you can set the distance. So you can set the distance between yourself and the car in front. So whatever you're comfortable with, whatever the road conditions are at the time. Sorry, my camera is struggling with that. But cruise control, which is radar assisted, is there. We've got different options on our dash in terms of how we'd like it to show, what information we'd like to display, how sporty or non-sporty. You can have a whole screen navigation. It really is beautifully customizable. And if I press this button here, I can flick for different screens. I can now do the one on the right. If I click it again, I can now change the input on the one on the left. So a fully customizable dash. Very cool indeed. The buttons along here, we've got a favorites button, so you can select your favorites from your drive select, i.e. whether you like your sports exhaust on or off. You can hear the change in tone. How you like your suspension settings, how you like your sports settings. So you can put that as an individual here. You can turn your sports exhaust on or off. So if you're coming home late at night, you don't have to annoy the neighbours. And if you want to be a hooligan, you can be. It's a rear-wheel drive, but you've got a traction control system, which you can switch off here if you want to. And then you've got an adjustable dampers, which is your suspension, and it'll stiffen up the suspension if you're going to be driving on a track or driving quickly anywhere. I did show you this. So behind me is the wind deflector. Now if I just press that button there, you can see a really nice, quick deployment and tuck away of the wind deflector. Heated seats, 3 different settings: burn, hot, and warm. And cup holder, that can come out, and in the glove box there is another option as another little sort of compartment. And then there you can see we've got an electronic handbrake. A lovely, lovely steering wheel. You've got the center marker in there. It's really soft leather. The stitching, if I can just home in on that, again it's struggling because of the light. The stitching, there we go. It's just beautiful. The leather's soft. It feels nice. It feels lovely. You've got gear change paddles, so you've got a plus there and a minus on that one, so you can change down with the left hand and change up with the right hand. Just a lovely place to be. And I'm just going to show you some more of this contrast stitching. You can see around the chrono clock, you can see across the top of the dash. So you've got leather door tops, you've got leather dash top, all lovely, beautifully stitched. The whole atmosphere, the whole feel inside this car is fabulous. I'm going to turn it off now. And this is how the car came to us. That's quite rare. Cars generally need a reasonable clean. Now I've got the seat right back to get it to show you everything with me not being too close to the steering wheel. But you can see you've got 2 seats there, proper 3-point seat belts. Little over 2,000 miles, 2024. Absolutely spectacular. £33,000 worth of options. That is a car I would love to be driving this summer and next summer and the summer after that. So I hope you like the car. I hope you like the video and find the video useful. If you'd like to know more about the car, please visit our website, www.bramshawebv.com. Either drop us an email or pop us a text or a WhatsApp or pick up the phone and speak to us. We'd love to talk to you about it. Thank you for watching.